First ever Brawlic Spotlight is on Ari Fredman. 2007, when I first came to New York City to train, I met Ari, and he was honest from the very beginning. You know, he was a short, pudgy little guy, and he simply said, I have never trained a day in my life, and can you help me? And Ari pretty much symbolizes the reason that I got into this field. Young guy, had no experience training, but wanted to feel better about himself, wanted to feel stronger, wanted to lose some fat. What I love about Ari is that he's just a good kid. He listens to everything I say, and he really took my philosophy to heart from the moment we started together. And my philosophy is simple. Feel better about yourself first before you start staring in the mirror to see if you look better. And what that means is Ari was fine with me preaching to him that we needed to get stronger. Focus on being strong, and then all the other stuff will come along with it. And today, he's most likely, pound for pound, the strongest person that is involved with Brawlic strength and conditioning. He's light, he's quick, and he's strong as hell. And the reason he is because he'll do anything I ask him to do when we train together. He listens to what I say, and he's just awesome to be around. And, that's why I chose him for our first spotlight. So here you go, Ari Fredman. His goal from the beginning has been simple. It's been to burn fat, increase muscle density. So, what do we do with that? Well, we can do it a bunch of different ways, but the main principle is simple. Extended sets, short rest periods, medium to heavy weights. So here's a perfect example. Vertical pulls for 10 reps. Okay, heads right over. He gets a short little breather, catches breath, picks the dumbbells up. He's got a dumbbell deadlift straight up. Now by holding the weight to the side, it's very quad dominant. Quick pops. As soon as he's done 10 reps of this quad dominant exercise, we're now going to move the dumbbell forward. So now we have an anterior load, and by doing that, it's a dumbbell RDL. Posterior dominance. So now we got our vertical pull, we got a quad dominant, we got a posterior dominant. So we can pretty much pick whatever we want at the end here. And since he likes to work on the guns, we'll work on the guns. Hammer curls, emphasizing straightening out the arms at the bottom, trying to get that elbow to the front of the body at the end. Get a full contraction. This is a quick burnout at the end, but it's a very extended set. It takes you about a minute to do. Put it down, a minute rest, 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. Same day, finishing with a little bit later here. As you can tell, we did a lot of pulling on the last superset. So in this one, we're going vertical pushes, okay, with a thruster, deep squat, overhead press at the end, firing through the heels. Drop those things down, right to the ground now. Horizontal push, push-ups. Cranking them out, full extension, chest to the ground. Bang, bang, bang. This is the kind of stuff we do. Now here's a perfect example coming up. This is our squat matrix. You've heard about it. This is what it is. Jump squats. Get off the ground, full extension. You see triple extension here. Hips, knees, ankles. That's what we emphasize. As soon as he's done that, right into jump lunges or jump splits, whatever you want to call them. And as soon as he's finished with 10 here total, he'll now go into speed squat. As you can tell, extremely quad dominant. This is a serious exercise. It takes about 30 seconds to do. Now, we got a situation here. We don't do many barbell curls, but when we do them, we do power curls. Using the hip to generate velocity. So we can do A, more weight, and B, we can do it faster. Speed is what generates muscle tissue. So he'll drop that, and then we'll go to an ab exercise that we like. We go to a core bridge, okay, but it's a variation. Now we have lateral flexion through the obliques. So we're bending on the sides, cranking that puppy. This crushes shoulders, and you will certainly be sore the next morning through your oblique region. Ari loves this one. Crank, crank, crank. Finish it out. Take a look at people who aren't working hard at all. Now, we got to mix in power. So we're going to go deadlift here. And this is actually a PR for Ari. Okay, so he's going to get low, boom, come up, extend the hips at the top, and down. 1 rep, hard pop. That's how we roll. A little bit of a head rush. Kettlebell work. We do some kettlebell work. Anthony DeLuglio. This one's for punch kettlebells. I learned this from him. This is called a triple crush. So anybody who wants to use a kettlebell for this kind of situation, triple extension or tricep extension at the top, curl at the bottom, okay? And as you can see, after the curl, we now get a shoulder press. So you're working shoulders, you're working triceps, you're working biceps. This is an absolute killer. Good work, man.
Good job. Finish strong here.
I'm Ari Fredman. I train with the Greg Beast. Best training of my life. Definitely keeps me in shape and line. Keeps me ready for the world and sharp.
How's your training been over the last few years?
The last few years training has increased dramatically, and tremendous improvements in my strength, body comp, muscle mass, and just great experience learning from Greg.
How many weeks did it take us 3 years ago to teach you how to squat right?
It took a good 8-week time period before I could squat properly.
8 weeks out of my life was spent on this kid squatting. And now, pound for pound, the strongest Brawlic team member we got.
Brawlic!